contacting an attorney to find out, what could be there for you at the end of the tunnel is a great idea.
Are small business owners feeling the financial pinch these days with everything that's going on, and what can they do? Well, we're going to find out, because that's what we're going to ask the lawyer today. Hi again, everybody. My name is Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com, and my guest is Dallas attorney David Shuster. David, good to see you again. Thank you for making some time to help us out.
Yeah, glad to be here, Rob. Thank you.
So what's your impression? What do you feel is going on? What are some of the things maybe small business owners are facing with the way things are going right now?
Well, I always like, speaking with small businesses that are feeling like, they're in distress. And so, yeah, especially now, but always in my practice, just dealing with small business owners. And typically I'm talking about business owners, referred to as mom and pop, or just, husband and wife, or maybe a guy and a girl, a partner that are doing a business with maybe a couple of employees, or maybe they're the only employee. It can be quite scary when you have a business that is affected by a cycle in an economy or competitor or whatever reason, and then all of a sudden you can't make your monthly overhead. It's a very scary thing, and so it's a call that I like to get and try to go over options immediately with somebody if they're facing that.
Now that I asked that first question, it occurs to me you probably don't get a lot of businesses that call you to go, hey, I just want to tell you everything's great and we're doing okay.
Yeah, they would be calling me otherwise. That's right, Rob.
Unfortunately, you only hear from people when they need help. So let's talk some specifics. Is bankruptcy an option for a small business owner? Can they do that and still keep the company running? What are their options?
Yeah, definitely. If you see any signs of distress and you know that you're having difficulty paying the overhead, and you know that the banks haven't been paid, and you're just kind of wondering what your options are, even if you're not immediately thinking about bankruptcy, it's important to give a bankruptcy attorney a call just to kind of go over options. It's never really too early to do that. I mean, if you're behind on some debts, if you're behind on your small business loan, if you're behind on your rent with your landlord where you operate your business, anything like that. I mean, just going over your options, is like I said, it's never too soon to do that. And so, contacting an attorney to find out, what could be there for you at the end of the tunnel is a great idea. And oftentimes it does involve, just transitioning to something different, and often still running the company, but just getting rid of the debt.
It occurs to me in this situation that, another term that's often, and maybe not used as much for attorneys, is counselor. And this is the kind of situation where you could really counsel somebody. They don't have to already have made their mind up what they're going to do once they contact you, correct?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, that just you call to get information, to get counseling. That's the first step. It's not uncommon for me to talk to somebody for 5 or 10 minutes and tell them, hey, you're okay. You call me if this or this happens, but I think you're going to be all right. Okay, that does happen, and it's a nice call to get to just reassure somebody. Sure. Who may think the worst too soon, right? But either way, yeah, get some information, get some counseling and advice about what your rights are, what your options are before you're draining your 401k, before you're draining your savings, before you're taking a loan out on a second loan out on your house to try to pay this debt. Get some answers about what your legal remedies really are.
Well, let's talk a little more specific, David, because it seems like every day we hear, where I live anyway, there's a story about this small business is closed for permanently or whatever because of what's going on. Let's say you've already decided you've closed your business and there's still debt involved, maybe credit card debt, bank debt, whatever. What can be done with that? What are some of the options there?
Well, first and foremost, we're talking about businesses where, the individual or individuals, they're on the debt also. Okay. I mean, the idea behind opening up a separate taxpayer ID for an LLC, S Corp or C Corp is obviously a good idea, and it avoids liability by doing so. However, when you're taking out loans, when you're signing a lease, the majority of your debt, other than some vendors, is going to have personal guarantees on it. Okay. So the individual is often surprised that, oh, yes, I'm personally responsible for everything. And yeah, they definitely will come after you. That's the purpose of the guarantee. So when we're talking about businesses and business debt and business not going well, just in bankruptcy, what I'm talking about is an individual bankruptcy, a personal bankruptcy for the people that have guaranteed the debt. They're running the business is them, okay? And they're going to be on the hook for the debt. And so that's what I'm talking about here. It's a personal debt for business reasons, or a personal bankruptcy to get rid of debt for business reasons. And getting answers on that sooner rather than later is a great idea.
I know we've talked about this before, David, but I think it's worth re-mentioning. Do you find that, especially you're talking about your business, your livelihood, and it affecting your personal life and all that sort of stuff. Do you find that people find relief just talking to someone like yourself, just to get out there in the open?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I can't even imagine just, the lack of sleep, the stress, the anxiety, the damage to your health by just kind of just looking at the ceiling at night when you're going to bed and thinking about, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay off this loan? Are my doors going to be locked tomorrow? Yeah. The initial conversation with somebody in distress will help. It'll help a lot in getting me in here for a meeting, right away for a free consultation is a very valuable asset for someone.
So that initial consultation, there's no charge for that?
Mostly, it depends. Mostly the initial consultation for a bankruptcy, there is no charge. I will definitely let the person know when I talk to them. No charge to talk to them on the phone, and I'll let them know if there'll be any fee for the consultation. I would say 9 times out of 10, there is no fee.
Is that the kind of thing they have to come into the office for? You mentioned on the phone. Can they do it remotely, virtually, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I can do it any way the client prefers.
Awesome. Lots of helpful information, David. Thanks so much for taking some time and answering our questions as usual.
Okay, thanks, Rob.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Dallas attorney David Shuster. If you want the very best information, or you want to be able to choose a lawyer that lawyers choose, make sure to go to askthelawyer.com. Also, please take a sec to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking that button down below so you know about future episodes. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com.